It reminds me of when we were little. Like, did you ever pretend that you were on like a cooking show or something when you were making your beetle soup?
No.
God damn!
Okay, that's just me.
Yeah, it was just
Clearly, that makes a lot of sense. Why we have a video camera here and there's things
It's the
being
whole
recorded.
reason I'm here today.
Oh my God, how weird is that? I think I'm learning something about myself.
I think you are too, or discovering some deep fucking seated need to be famous.
I always knew I was going to be a star.
star one day.
Someday.
Someday I'll sit in a shed with my best friend and talk about murder.
That's all I could ever ask for in life.
It's
you know?
literally all I've ever wanted to do.
Well, it's what we do, and I'm so excited. And you know what's crazy is like, so there's no plans to end the podcast, right? It's like gonna go forever and to the foreseeable future until like cancel culture finds us.
Yeah, like, until someone is like, wow.
Yeah.
Super offensive.
Yeah, like
how did you guys slip through
it's like
all the
when
cracks?
you move the couch and there's just all the shit under there,
It's
and
like
you're
a fucking
like,
dead cat under there. That's us. We're the dead cat.
Yeah, and everybody's like, this is a health hazard. That's our
like,
podcast.
How long has this been here?
Oh, for years, man, for years. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, dear God. Okay, so now that we have taken this wildly out of control,
As usual.
do you want to give me your goddamn?
Sure. So.
Sure.
Well, I just came from T-ball right now.
Yeah, it's late.
It's fucking late. And these bitches had a game on a Thursday night.
On a Thursday.
At 6:30. They're 3 to 6 years old. I don't know what time bedtime is in your house.
That's the latest ever. Oh, 7:30. Like,
Fucking
why I would be still at T-ball?
yeah.
Bedtime.
No. Yeah. No. Bedtime in our house is 8. Fucking the game didn't end until 7:45. But that's not even the whole thing here. We get there. We are promised ice cream. Because it's a fucking ice cream social or some shit. I don't know what it was, but the league was like, yo, we're going to have ice cream free for the kids from 5 to 6. And I was like, cool. Game's at 6:30. We're going to get there at 5:30. We're going to have ice cream. We got all the parents. And by that, I mean, we text them. We're like, yo, there's ice cream, right?
Yeah.
And we were going to meet there beforehand. Everybody's going to have ice cream. It's going to be great. So nobody was bringing snacks today because we're going to have ice cream before.
And it's going to be like bedtime by the time they're done.
Exactly. So we get there, 5:30. Fucking no ice cream in sight. No one's around.
That's weird.
And Brandon was like,
where's the ice cream?
well, some guy was like, oh, you didn't get ice cream? They stopped doing it. It was at 5. And I was like, that's weird. But like, I heard it was from 5 to 6. But okay, it's only 5:30. Fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
So then Brandon had to leave because he forgot my kid's glove and hat. So he had to go.
You know, all the things you need in
all
order
the things
to play
you need
T-ball.
for T-ball. Like the two most important things.
Yeah.
So he had to go back home, and then he came back. So he had like dropped us off at the field and was like, fuck, left, came back. And then he was like, yo, where's the ice cream at? And I was like, it's gone. It's not here. And I was there with another dad who I'm friends with. And so we were both like, I don't know, man.
No ice
with our
cream.
powers combined, there's no fucking ice cream.
Yeah. They're going to be severely disappointed if you told them that there would be ice cream. Meltdowns.
All the kids knew. All the kids knew there was fucking ice cream. I
hate that.
But also, all of our parents or our team are always fucking late. Like, games at 6:30, we'll be there at 6:45.
Oh, shit. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, probably like 6:35, but always fucking
Still.
late. So we're like, that's fucking weird. And then some guy, or Brandon, that was weird.
Some guy.
My
My
fucking
husband,
guy.
to be
who
exact.
shares a house with me.
Yeah.
He came over and he's like, yo, they just called me or they just text me like that there was ice cream, like go get it. And I was like, okay. So then me and another friend who I am also friends with went up to the snack bar and waited in a long ass fucking line, finally get up there. And she was like, hey, where's the ice cream? Like,
Yeah.
I heard there would be ice cream and they were like, I don't even know who's doing it. Oh my God. Oh no, they stopped. They stopped like 5 minutes ago. Like motherfuckers.
Oh, my God.
Motherfucker. So there's no ice cream at this point, right?
What does that mean they stopped? Does it mean they don't have any more ice cream or the bitch doesn't want to reach in the freezer and grab one for you?
I think the bitch doesn't want to reach in the freezer and grab one. So I'm like, cool. I'm going to have a fucking bunch of angry kids. Also,
Yeah.
it is not quite 6 yet. You have severely broken the rules, right?
Yeah. Like you did not hold up your end of the bargain here, motherfucker.
No, and they're the worst. Like, I'm not going to name names, but this fucking league sucks.
Ugh,
like, can you just not promise these things?
Yeah.
So then I'm not disappointed in you.
Seriously.
So then another coach comes over and he's like, yo, are you guys playing right now? We're like, well, I mean, soon. The game's he's like, are you guys playing at 6? And I was like, nah, game's at 6:30. And Brandon yelled, yeah, because he was like, the game's around 6, right? And the guy was like, well, no one's there. It was 6 now. He thought the game starts at 6. All of our parents think the game starts at 6:30.
Oh, God.
So I look at the schedule. It is 6:30. We were right. We are
good.
correct. But also, all my parents are always late. His entire fucking team is there at 6.
Oh, no.
Because they think the game's at 6. And they're like, can we just start now? I'm like, we have 3 kids here.
Yeah, no, we can't.
Like,
everybody's going to show
the
up
fuck
and be
do you
like,
want
the
me
game's
to do,
over.
right?
Yeah.
So then it's just...
You should start at 6:30. You got to fucking hang out, dude. Try to get some ice cream. Let me know if you find some.
Right? Well, they all got ice cream, apparently. I don't know how they all got ice cream, but they're all fucking hopped up on ice cream. They're doing, like, suicides and shit. Again,
God.
3 to 6-year-olds. And my
Yeah.
kid's like, I just want fucking ice cream. And I'm like, I'm sorry for disappointing you.
Yeah.
That just fucking sucks. So then we're like,
Seriously.
I don't know, after the game, we'll get ice cream, to my
Yeah,
kid.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Let me
I
make it up
guess
for
we'll
you.
do this, right?
Yeah.
So then the fucking game happens eventually because all of our parents show up around like 6:30. And we text like, hey, if anyone can come here early or if someone's already here because there was a
Meet
fucking
up.
closing specials and all that shit. So then everybody finally comes, whatever. Half the kids aren't there because, again, team is just over
A
it
hot
at
mess.
this point. Yeah. Game ends. All the kids are now looking at me, the team mom, like, yo, bitch, where's my snack?
Yeah. Oh, no.
And I was like, we don't have snacks because you were supposed to get ice cream. And they're
Yeah.
like, where is my ice cream? So I had 12 little angry fucking children all looking at me like, where's my snacks? Where's my fucking ice cream? Where's all these things that I'm promised? And none of the other parents are like, I don't know, helping me to mitigate this problem or anything or
Yeah.
being like, we'll get ice cream at home.
Or
Nothing.
like, no
Everyone's
snacks
just,
today. That's okay, though. You did great.
yeah, nope. Everyone's just looking at me like, yeah, bitch, where are they? And I'm like, I didn't want to pay for more snacks for your fucking kids.
Do you have to always bring snacks?
No, I made everybody sign up for it, but then
Okay.
this random ass game's on a Thursday
Yeah.
that no one knew about. They like added it to the schedule, so then no one had snacks for this game because it was like a week ago, and I was like, whatever, they'll have fucking ice cream first, so I'm not gonna assign someone this.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Wasn't fucking fine. It's a really lame goddamn, but Jesus Christ,
It's just, I almost said disgusting.
disgusting.
Despicable. What have they done?
It's very first world, but I'm just annoyed. I was
Oh,
just annoyed, and then I
so-
had 12 little fucking kids being like, "Where's all my shit?" And I was like, "I can't help you. I'm sorry."
That happened to us one game, but it was like a mom just didn't bring it. And like, I knew who the mom was, but they didn't. But they had brought it like 2 or 3 weeks before.
Thinking that they're like,
I
thing
guess.
was.
But there were 2 moms then that had it. And the lady who didn't bring it the like
Appropriate time.
at the right time, she just gave hers out. And so the other lady was like, oh, I guess we accidentally like doubled up. And she didn't give hers out. So you would think if it were me, I would go find that lady on the schedule and I'd be like, I'll get her next one. I'll bring shit just in case. Or I'll talk to her and be like, hey, looks like we swapped or whatever. Just so you know, don't bring it on this day. None of that happened. So then when that lady's day came around, there's just no snacks. The amount of fucking meltdowns and crying and everybody was so sad. It broke my heart. My little son was looking at me and he's just like, why didn't we get a snack? Like all sad.
That's
And I'm just
the
like,
only part that they play for.
I know. I'm
They
like, oh
all
my
run
God.
in and they
Thanks,
look at
Mom.
me.
Like,
Yeah.
you should have told me. I would have brought him a fucking snack. I got way better snacks.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. And then all the parents just look at you like, you'll handle this shit, right? And I'm like, you know your kid is crying right now,
Like,
right?
you should come handle that. See, our parents, all of the parents on my son's league were like all a lot involved. Like, there wasn't just one team mom.
much.
There was a team mom, but like, I don't think she was the one in the actual dugout.
Yeah.
It was like other moms stepped up. It was never me.
I'm the team mom.
I know. That's hard.
And I got one person to step up because I was like, she's my friend. And I was like, yo, bitch, you're
you
in here
gotta
with
help.
me.
Yeah, don't make me do this alone.
Don't make me do this alone.
help. Do you guys want to use my address next year?
I need 3 proofs of fucking address.
I can supply all 3. I can supply 3.
I have those.
Well, fuck, man, that sucks.
Yeah. So it's a very first world fucking problem and all that.
Well,
which
all of our
my-
problems are
yeah.
first world problems. We live
All
in a
of them
first
are.
world country.
Yeah. But
I'm kind of
for
a
now,
little sketchy.
it's on its way.
For now.
It's on its way down.
Do you want to hear my goddamn?
I would love to.
So everybody knows I got Chip and
The dog.
the dog. And this week, I guess if you're new here, I got a dog. Her name is Chip. She's cute.
As fuck.
And she's only like 10 weeks old or something like that. And this week, while I go to work, because I have to go to work 2 days a week, we were putting her in the kennel, right, to keep her safe. And the first week we had her, my mom came one day and like let her out of the kennel so she could hang out. The second day, you guys had come back from your trip. And so Brandon came and got the dogs and let Chip out. And so this was the first full week of the dog being in the kennel, like for 2 whole days back to back. And we started putting her in the kennel at night. So a lot of kennel action for Chip.
Yeah.
Now at nighttime, fucking disaster. Like,
Bet.
I mean,
Screaming.
she cries a lot at first, but she does settle down. And then she woke up pretty early to go pee or whatever. So not a total disaster, but like, girl, I want sleep, right?
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so
been
then
a minute since you had a puppy.
Exactly.
Puppies are fucking rough.
Right? And then I went to work, put her in the kennel, whatever, left. The moment I was leaving, she was yelping so loud, and I felt so bad. I'm like, oh,
Baby girl.
I know one day she'll love it because Chelsea loves it now. So, like, I know it's okay, but it just, like, breaks my heart, right? I don't want to leave her in there. Anyway, so I come home and I had to get the kids early because daycare needed to be off early or some shit. So I was kind of happy about that. Like, okay, I can get her out of the kennel as soon as possible. Okay, so I come home and I open the door and all of a sudden Chip comes running out and I'm like, motherfucking Houdini, this dog can do like,
oh no.
I can be sitting right next to her and look down and all of a sudden there's a shoe in her mouth and I'm like, you are fucking Houdini. Like how? You didn't even move. She's stealthy, right? So I'm like, oh my God, she must have got out of the kit. Like maybe Chelsea helped her get out. Listen, I was going through some things, but every time I come home, I'm like a fucking pack mule.
Yeah.
I have like 500 bags on me. I'm carrying like 3 shoes on one hand and one on the other, and they're like hanging off every finger. And I got a kid stopping in front of me, and I'm like, just walk. Like it's a disaster every day coming home from work.
I'll hold the door open for you, but they just stand in the way. And you're like, you're very sweet, but I'm going to knock you out with all the shit in my hand.
Yeah, but like my backpack's sliding off my shoulder, and it's going to hit you in the dome, dude. Exactly. So that was happening, and Chip comes running out, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did Chip get out? So I set everything down. The kids are instantly like, I want YouTube. I want this. I want mac and cheese for dinner. Nobody wants chicken. And they're screaming and freaking out. And the whole time I'm like, Chelsea must have fucking hit the lockup. I don't know. Like and she jimmied it out. Like, what's going on here? They had to do the shit together. So I eventually go into the bedroom where the kennel is, and I look at the front of the cage, and that shit is still locked on both levers. Still fucking locked. So now I'm like, fucking aliens. Aliens came and scooped her up. Or somebody's in my house. Like, what? Did my mom come? And I looked at the Ring app and nobody had come to the front door all day. So I'm like, what?
Is there a side entrance?
So the only thing I can figure is when I looked on closer inspection, you know how it's a metal crate or kennel? And you know how they have like the little lips that go over the edge that clamp on to like hold the walls up? You know, because they fold.
Yeah.
So you can like fold them down so that you can store it away.
Through that?
It's like maybe... Is this 2 inches, 3 inches? I don't know.
It's
like 2.5?
2.5, yeah.
2.5 inches. It's maybe 2.5 inches, and I have to pull it really hard to get it to do that.
She could have fucking strangled herself.
That's the only way. Her body, she's big. Like, her body would not fit in there.
If she got her head through there, she would have fucking died. Because it would have just closed on her neck.
Well, now I have a new fear. That's the only way I can figure she got out. And it's tough. Like, it's tight. And it's because I think when it was set up, or maybe she jumped on it enough that it kind of busted the little lip off a little bit so that the lip wasn't clinked, like clasped onto the bar. Instead, it was like pushing up against the bar. So then it makes it so that you could stretch it if you tried really hard. But literally, I had to like shake and pull to get it to open. That's the only way.
Does it have a bottom grate? Like, is it a full square?
Yeah, it has a bottom, and it has one of those like trays that you can pull in and out of the bottom. You know, like, so if they shit themselves, you can pull the tray out and dump the tray and then slide it back in.
Mm-hmm. But
but there is a bottom grate. Like, you can't just like lift it up.
Is there no side entrance? One of those.
There's no side entrance.
Fucking
flappy dappies.
Didn't realize that was there.
No, it's literally just a kennel. Like, it's your normal standard. It's like what you have for Carl and Hank. It's the exact same one.
That's so weird.
It's so weird.
That's so weird.
I checked the baby cameras. Like, maybe I could see what time she came out. Like, if she ran into one of the kids' rooms or something. Nothing.
You got to put a camera on her next time you go.
That's a good idea, because I don't need baby cameras in my older kids' room.
Yeah. Huh.
Isn't that fucking weird?
That is very weird.
So weird. But,
Aliens.
Okay, so then I went to work on Wednesday, and I was like, girl, I'm just going to leave you out. Like, I'm glad I did now, because I didn't even think about her strangling herself. Yeah. But of course, I would have fixed the kennel. But I was just like, you've been through enough shit. Like, you Houdini'd your ass out of there.
You deserve this.
Even that night, I was like, you don't have to go in the kennel. Like, I left it open if she wants to, but I just let her sleep on the bed and let her run around. And she's been doing really good. Like, she hasn't chewed shit. I mean, she does chew things up, but she hasn't chewed up anything like another pair of shoes or something. But she has shat in the living room like 500 fucking times.
Oh, God.
And it'll be like in the morning, we get up, let her out. She goes poop outside, and then we go take a shower. And by the time you come out, she's pooped again. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then, but like, I'm home all day. She does great. She goes outside. I leave the door open, and she'll go outside on her own.
Do you leave the door open in the morning? Like when you're showering?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe it's Chell.
No, they're tiny little poos. What?
Is it one of the kids?
Oh, No, right now her Chip's poos are like a little bigger than a cat poop.
Yeah.
My kids have like nice hearty poops, you know?
Yeah. Little unicorn horns. I get it. Wow.
Isn't that weird? So anyway, I'm pretty sure aliens came in and abducted my dog. I literally was like, maybe I didn't put her in the kennel. Like, I convinced myself that I did not put her in the kennel until I saw the door shut. And I'm like, I know I put her in there because she was whining when I left and I felt bad.
Yeah. That's
fucking
crazy.
Weird.
That's crazy.
Fucking
That's
weird.
Scary.
I know.
It's really
See,
scary.
Lee wasn't as shocked. He was just like, oh, really? That's weird.
What the fuck do you mean? Oh, really? That's weird. Did she fucking T-1000 it? Did she turn into a fucking sliver and slide out? What? At any rate.
Yep, there it is. That's my goddamn girl.
Goddamn.
I got Houdini for a dog.
You got Houdini'd.
I got Houdini'd.
Oh, you should change your name to Houdini. Who done it?
Who done
Chip
it?
done it.
Chip did it.
That's impressive.
I know.
And terrifying. Don't leave her in there alone again without the camera being on her so that you can race home if something happens.
Yeah, I wonder if it just was like that from the setup. Like we didn't set it up all the way, or if she busted it out. Because if she busted it out, that scares me way worser.
Way worser.
She's very pushy. You know, like Chelsea is very like timid. Like if the door's shutting, she'll back up like, oh, fuck. Watch out. Not Chip. She's like, you just want to cut my neck off?
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Got him.
She just like throws her whole body into it.
Yeah.
Or like if you're walking, she'll walk right in front of you. If you trip on her, she's just like, ha, here we are. Where Chelsea's like, you know, yips and runs away like, oh shit, I'm in the way.
Yeah. Charles like, you touched my paw. I'm going to cry.
Yeah. And Chip's like, do you want to put my paw in your mouth?
Oh, man. Yeah, you got a big dog there.
I know. Or like if she wants food, she'll fucking nuzzle her way right in there. Like if you're like shutting her off at the pass, you know, like with your arm or something, like, nope, get back. She still tries like, I can jump over that shit.
Try again, motherfucker.
Where Chelsea just sits like, oh, okay. Oh, wait.
Oh, Chelsea's such a lady.
I know. She is. Okay. Anyway, are you ready for my murder story?
I've never been more ready for anything in my life.
Good, because I've got one for ya.
Hell yeah. Let's hear it.
This week on episode 195 of I Said Goddamn.
Goddamn.
Goddamn. I'm going to tell you about Jaswinder Sidhu. So Jaswinder was born in August of 1975 in Maple Ridge, British Columbia,
Okay.
to a very wealthy family from India.
Ooh, wealthy.
She most often went by Jassi, so I'm going to call her Jassi the rest of the time.
Okay.
And she had an uncle by the name of Surjit, who migrated from Punjab, India, and started a very successful blueberry farm.
Okay.
Unexpected, huh?
Very.
Like, I did not think it was going to be a blueberry farm.
He was like, I'm going to move to America and start a blueberry farm.
Right? How peaceful.
It sounds amazing.
How quaint.
How do I start one?
Aren't blueberries very pokey? Like
the
blueberry
bushes?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Not the actual blueberry. That'd be weird.
I've picked blueberries and I don't remember them being particularly pokey, but maybe.
Anyway, not relevant, but Surjit moved several of his family members from India to British Columbia, and they all lived on this like compound kind of thing together. So it was like a big ass house with a bunch of rooms, and they all worked on the blueberry farm.
No, they have a fucking blueberry farm. Of course it's a big ass house.
Yeah, exactly. So he made a shit ton of money, and he migrated his whole family over, basically made everybody better off. I guess he also would like send money back home to his family in India.
Wow.
And he was very well known in the community.
In India or in British Columbia?
In both.
Oh, wow.
Very well known guy.
Okay. He sounds like a peach. He sounds like a blueberry.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So as you can imagine, Jassi was raised in a very traditional Indian family structure where her wealthy uncle served as the patriarch.
Okay.
And like they were a very religious family. And what the father says or the male figure says goes. And the women kind of just fall in line and do what they're supposed to do. And there's arranged marriages, that kind of thing. That's the kind of lifestyle she was living in British Columbia.
Okay. Question. So the uncle was the wealthy one who was in charge. I don't know how it all works. Does her dad then fall in line to the uncle? Like,
well, I think her dad's not in the picture. There's like no talk of the dad, but mainly she listens to or has to abide by the rules of her uncle. First of all, it sounds like the whole family has to basically abide by the uncle rules because he's the one with the money and he's the one who owns the land and he's the one providing for the whole family. And then also her mother, just because it's her mother.
yeah. Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Purely for.
Yep.
for nothing.
So I guess I was like, so obviously she lives in a very strict household, whatever, but I guess that might not be obvious.
Not to me. I don't I'm not familiar with their culture or anything, really.
I know. I actually work with a lot of people who have migrated over from India. So, like, I feel like I'm around it all the time. And now I'm like, oh, shit, I guess that wouldn't have been obvious. So that was a dumb thing to say.
You're like, obviously, standard everything. And I'm like, what?
What is the standard, please?
What's all of that?
My bad.
What does this mean?
Really should have taken better notes. Instead of spitballing what I barely know. Anybody who actually knows is like, oh my God, stop. So, for the record, she grew up in a very strict household for her. Okay. And some of her close friends, she would confide in them, like, what's going on in her life. She wasn't allowed to leave the house alone. Like, very rarely was she ever alone. She was always chaperoned by her brother or her uncle, never could go on dates, literally just went to work and then came home, or went to school and came home.
Okay.
So it was very rare. Like, she wasn't out partying or anything.
Yeah. Is this one of those cultures where it's like if you go on a date, you have to be chaperoned, or like or girls basically aren't allowed to do anything? Is it girls or is it children?
It's like women.
Okay.
And you're not even supposed to date. It's all arranged marriages. This is very broadly speaking.
Yeah.
But like this particular religion or whatever that her family followed was that she was to have an arranged marriage. You listen to what your parents say or what your elders say. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of fucked up in my opinion, but that's just my limited knowledge is kind of like the women are almost a burden because they could bring disgrace to the family. Mm-hmm. And it's the men's job to make sure that the women don't do so. So that's why she was like accompanied all the time.
That'd be so disgraceful.
That'd be so disgraceful.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, only because this is how I grew up, and they're like, fucking follow your dreams. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
So then anything outside of that, it makes me like...
uncomfortable.
Not uncomfortable, but just like, I don't get it. Why would you do that? Which fucking, of course they would.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously a lot of people... I guess it's not obvious again, but like people don't always follow the strict rules, and then you're kind of like banished from the family.
That's crazy.
Which she's really well off. Like her uncle is really well off. She's like a rich gal, you know?
Yeah. She's like a princess.
And she's like a princess. She's like Princess Jasmine.
She's got suitors to
Princess
wed.
Jassi.
Princess Jassi. Aww.
Okay, so now Princess Jassi, she is living her best life under these terms, right? Mm-hmm. And then in 1994, when she was around 19 or 20 years old, she made a trip to India, I'm sure with her family, and she fell in love with a young man by the name of Mithu.
Okay.
Mithu was actually from her mother's village, and he was really poor. So not who her family would approve of. So
Aladdin.
Yeah, so Aladdin.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Got it.
Actually, I'm just telling you the story of Aladdin.
Sounds like it so far.
Oh, my God. What was the tiger's name? What was
Raja.
The tiger's name? Raja. There you go. We just need Raja. Okay.
She probably had a pet. It was
Maybe.
a cat. It was a Bengal.
For sure. 100%.
Raja Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic's my Raja.
I can show you the world. All right. So now she's in India on a family trip, I'm sure. She falls in love. She does not tell her family because obviously that's a big hush-hush no-no.
How do you fall in love if you're always supervised? Maybe by her brother or something?
I don't know. Maybe if it's because like
I'm going to go hang out with this other girl who's not supervised.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe because she was like back home in her mother's hometown, she was like trusted to go fuck around for a little bit.
They about to find out.
Maybe not literally fuck around, but she
might have a little more freedoms.
Might have.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. So over the next few years, Jassi and Mithu, they continue this long distance relationship where she's living in British Columbia and he's living in India. But they keep it under fucking wraps. Nobody knows about this.
Years. In the 90s?
And they're falling in love. They're handwriting letters and shit. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And they're falling in love. And they're making plans to get married.
Uh-oh.
But, like I said, with that poor background and everything, Mithu is not going to be approved.
Suitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle is going to be like, hard pass. Mom's going to be like, not in my house.
Mm-mm. He could work the blueberry farm. He's probably a good worker.
Yeah, maybe. But I guess also there's another level of this is that because he came from the mother's town, it's usually frowned upon to marry within your same like town. And I don't know if that's because it could technically be like your cousin or some shit.
Oh.
I don't really know. That's my assumption, but it is typically that you would be matched up with somebody from another town.
Interesting.
Like if you were to have an arranged marriage, it wouldn't be within your own community.
Interesting. I wonder why that is.
I'm guessing the whole incest thing. I don't really know for sure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if they have that, if that's the culture for fucking generations that you always go from an outside town, then your town should be a mishmash of all fucking different
Should
kinds
be
of
okay. Yeah, I don't really
townies.
know. I don't really know. I don't really know the details, but evidently in that culture, it's frowned upon.
All right, interesting.
So not only was he poor, but also not from our town.
So he's a double no-no.
Yep, exactly. So they do this for a couple years, right? They're planning to marry, but they obviously can't. They're in different countries. And then
Long-distance pen pals.
Yeah, exactly. Then in 1999, Jassi and her family, they go back to India. And the purpose was that her uncle had a suitor lined up for her to marry.
Uh-oh.
Now, this guy that her uncle wanted her to marry was a 60-something-year-old really rich dude. It was, I think it was like his business partner or something like that. And Jassi's like in her 20s.
No.
Yeah, so that's not what she was looking for.
No.
So while she was there, obviously she would sneak away and go spend some time with Me Too, who she really loved. And she had an aunt who took pity on them and felt bad that like she was going to get married off to this like 60-year-old dude. And so she would help Jassi and Me Too meet up to like hang out and spend time together. And the way she would do that is she would crush up sleeping pills into the family's food and then wait till they fell asleep and then would help Me Too sneak into Jassi's room.
What the fuck, man?
Isn't that crazy? Oh,
okay,
shit.
that's a little intense.
But that's what they had to do. Like she
get that, but there's
Yeah.
a certain point where I'd be like, drug my whole family, or just be like, listen, you can't
come
see
over.
him.
You can't come over.
Yeah.
Well, they do that and they take it a step further. And in March of 1999, while she's visiting, Jassi and Me Too get married in a secret ceremony without
What?
her family's approval.
Uh-oh.
Family's going to be pissed when they find out. Like, can't marry 60-year-old dude. You know why? Because I married this guy who you definitely don't approve of.
What the fuck,
You're
man?
going to be so mad.
Princess Jassie's about to get fucking cut off.
Oh, something about to happen.
I meant financially.
You just hold on.
Oh no, is this going to be an honor killing?
Yeah, just wait. Just wait, okay? So they eventually go back to British Columbia, and Jassi's a secretly married woman.
Oh my God. What? Why'd they? Okay.
I don't know how she got out of the arranged marriage thing, or if she was just like, yeah, totally, eventually. Like, I don't know how they didn't find out sooner that she was married.
Maybe that's like the meet cute, whatever. Like, and then I went to India and I met him. And
And
then
yeah.
it's the after that you're going to get like married.
Yeah, there'll be like a whole ceremony the next time. Maybe.
Yeah.
But eventually, her mom and her uncle, they find out that she's secretly married.
How do they find out?
I'm not sure. Maybe the aunt told them, or maybe she confided in the wrong person and it got out in town. Like her uncle was a very well-known man in the community. Well, still is, according to what I know, but like he's still alive. He's not dead. But spoiler alert.
Okay.
But so maybe somebody told him or tipped him off, or maybe he had people watching her and saw what she was doing and like noticed that she's calling him all the time or something. I don't know. Or reading her mail as it goes out. Either way, they find out that she's married and they are fucking pissed.
Holy shit.
They are so mad.
I'd be pretty pissed if my daughter got married without telling me. But also, I would probably understand if I was like, you're going to marry this old man.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't be that mad at you. Oh, I'm so dumb. Literally in my notes, the next bullet says that the way they found out was that somebody from their town back home in India found out about it from Me Too or something like that, and then notified the uncle, who was very well known. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oopsie.
So he's out there running his mouth. He's like, you know what? I fucking
Got married.
Got myself a wife.
Maybe.
Y'all thought I couldn't because I'm poor, but I got myself I bagged a rich wife.
Yeah. Oh, and also, again, I wrote all of this in here, so I'll probably have to read it fucking again. But I guess she was sending him money too, like So he was probably popping up with some new shit all the time. Like, hey, Me Too, nice outfit. Where'd you get that car? Or whatever. No. Yeah, so she was sending him money.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Girl, you're going about this in a really strange way.
Oh, it's not going to be good. Okay, so they find out they're mad, right? Ew. Her mom and her uncle try to get her to file for divorce. And they're like, if you just file for divorce, we're going to get you a brand new car. We're going to buy you all these materialistic things. All you got to do is just file for divorce. But Jassi is like, no, I'm madly in love with Me Too. I am not going to file for divorce. You can all fuck off. Like, I don't want to marry that old guy for money. I want to marry for love.
Oh, man, this is heartbreaking.
Oh, it's so sad. And so when that didn't work out, her family tried smacking her around a bunch to scare her into getting a divorce.
Yeah.
So they literally would beat her up, and she still was like, nope, not going to do it. At one point, her family even tricked her into signing some paperwork under the guise of like this paperwork was going to help Me Too get into the U.S.
Like all of a sudden they're chill with him?
I guess. I mean, I'm sure they like went about it a little more slick, but really the paperwork was a statement saying that Jassi was claiming that Me Too had raped her.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And like had attacked her and all this other shit.
What the fuck?
Uh-huh. And when she found out, she went to the Indian police or wherever it was filed at and was like, hey, BT Dubs, I didn't mean to file that. Like, I thought this was something totally different. He's never raped me. I love him. We're madly in love. My family's crazy. And so they like dropped the charges.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, sign shit you're reading. Nope. I think I just had a stroke.
Read shit you're signing.
There you go. Read shit you're signing. Ugh.
Yeah, but I'm sure she's in a very controlling environment. Her mom's probably like, just sign this. And she's like, what is it? And I'm like, yeah, it's this. And
Yeah.
like, okay, shit.
I might sign slowly, though. Like, skim it. And at the top where it's like, how to get Me Too into the U.S. Or if it's like, and then...
Rape.
Yeah. Please file charges against...
You're like, these words are not the right ones I would expect to see on this paperwork.
I've picked up some key points here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when all of these little tricks don't work, the family decides to up the ante, and they decide the next best thing is to kidnap Jassi and lock her into a room in the family home and refuse to let her out. They literally held her prisoner in the compound.
Okay.
So, like I said, Jassi had confided in her friends, like her lifestyle, right? Like her very strict family and all of the rules she had to abide by. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure who, but I'm guessing like maybe one of her friends or someone helped her notify the police that she was being held captive in the compound. So the Canadian Mounted Police came in and they bang on the door and they're like, yo, we want to talk to Jassi. And her family agree to let them talk to her. And they escort Jassi off of the property. And so she's no longer being held prisoner by her own family.
Okay.
She immediately borrows some money from a friend and gets a plane ticket to India and flies back to go live with Me Too.
What the fuck?
So she's like, I'm cutting all ties with my family. They're crazy. They just tried to kidnap me
in
my own home. This isn't worth it. I want to go be with my husband.
I would
I'll
like to
give up
point out,
everything. Yeah.
half the time we've said U.S. here.
Uh-huh.
That's British Columbia.
Oh, did I say U.S.?
Yeah.
I did?
You have. I have.
That's not the U.S. That's Canada.
It's Canada.
That's weird. Sorry about that.
My bad.
I feel like it's always my cases. I say the wrong place and then I'll always get hate mail. And it'll be like,
It's actually pronounced Utah.
yeah, or whatever.
Okay,
And I'm like,
sorry.
Oh my God, my bad. Yeah. Oh shit, I hadn't even noticed we've been doing that. That's what we get for like recording so late at night.
I know, right?
And for also like starting research on 500 different episodes before you pick this one, like, or cases.
Yes.
And then you're like, okay, I can't remember if that was this case or this one.
Well, and in my world, there's only like 2 countries that exist, the ones that we're talking about and the U.S.
Yeah, like they're always between that.
Yeah. So then it's like, oh, they went from here to there. And I'm like, oh, obviously they moved to the U.S.
Oh shit, my bad. Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that.
Here, I'll say the word Canada and you can splice it in everywhere.
Totally.
Canada.
Now say it like Canada.
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 Okay, that's probably
Kenyatta?
good. I'm not slicing anything in.
I know you're not.
Okay.
I'm fully aware that you're not going to actually do that.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that much work.
Hopefully we only said it like once each.
I think it was probably.
But nobody will know. Anyway. Okay, so now she is back in India living with Me Too.
Okay. Different lifestyle, I'm assuming.
Different lifestyle, but she's happy she's in love.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't even living in India for a month when on June 8th at around 8 or 9 p.m., her and Meethu were driving down the road on a scooter. And
cute.
I know. And they were on their way to go stay the night at his uncle's house when they were stopped. Mm-hmm. And 4 men stopped them and proceeded to kidnap them both and violently beat Meethu. And they left him for dead, like on the side of the road somewhere.
Oh my God.
And side note, it took him like weeks to regain consciousness, but he lives.
Holy shit.
Right? Like they literally thought that they had killed him and just left him. And they took Jassi. They're like, you're mine. And so the 4 men, they kidnap Jassi and they take her to an abandoned farmhouse nearby. And the plan was that they were to kill Meethu and then bring Jassi back to Canada to be with her family.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so like her family...
Put a hit out on this guy.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
While at the farmhouse, the hitman called Jassi's mother in Canada, and Jassi told her mother that she was going to report her mother for the crimes that she just committed to the police. Because she thinks Meethu's dead. Like, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
When Jassi's mother hears this, she immediately orders the hitman to kill her daughter. Isn't that fucking crazy?
What the fuck?
She's like thousands of miles away in a totally different country. And just because her daughter is threatening to like call the police on her because she just put a hit out on her husband.
Well, and she just watched her husband die.
Get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
And her mom's like, okay, kill her.
Oh, you're not happy that I just took you away from this life that you thought you were going to live and now you're with 4 fucking hitmen in a farmhouse somewhere? Mm-hmm. You're not happy? You're a little upset with me and you said that you're going to call the police? Well, fuck you then.
Oh my God.
What the fuck,
That's
man?
Crazy, right? Okay, so...
Do they do it?
So they tie her to a chair where they proceed to beat and torture her.
Why?
Until they slit her throat and let her bleed out. The killers then dumped her body in a nearby irrigation canal where she would be found the following day. Now, it was kind of weird. I'm assuming this canal had water, but like I saw a picture and it looked like it was a bunch of like brush. And
it could
I
be
think
like a wash.
Maybe, but I think it said like her body was like 25 miles away from some town, but I couldn't figure out if that town was where she was murdered or like if she had traveled downstream or if it was just like if it was just a marker of like where she was found, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, that's so sad. Why did they torture her? There's no reason for that.
I don't know. Like ordered to? I'm not sure.
From a mom?
I don't know, man. But yes, this is an honor killing because she is like disobeying her family.
What the fuck, man?
How terrifying is it? Like your parents are the ones and like your family's supposed to keep you safe.
My mom constantly threatened.
Well, yeah, I brought you into this world. I could take you out, but like...
Exactly.
I never actually
empty threats, Mom. Empty threats.
Yeah, empty threats. I know you're not going to tie me to a chair in a farmhouse and slit my throat.
Or hire anyone else to do it. Or hire someone to kill my fucking boyfriend.
Yeah, right?
/ husband.
I feel like I'm the kind of mom that would probably yell those things out like a threat, but in a joking manner, you know, like I will slit your throat and watch the blood drain down your body, like that kind of thing. But I mean it as a joke, you know, like in a loving way.
Oh my God, I was kidding. I didn't mean for you to slit her throat.
It's just like a cute way for me to tell you to get your shit together.
It's a cute way for me to warn you
that I might
slit your throat and let the blood drain down your body.
Lose my shit.
Oh my God.
Okay, no, but her mom was serious.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, obviously. So when the police in India launched an investigation, they easily discovered the killers. Like they found the 4 men responsible for killing her. And they found that they were actually hitmen who had been hired by Jassi's mother and uncle in Canada for an honor killing since Jassi was disobeying her family's wishes.
Oh my God.
Evidence.
And then the police were like, cool, valid reason.
Cool, got it. Actually, no. You know what's crazy in this is that the police in India actually do way more for this investigation than the police in Canada do.
Really?
So evidence showed that the uncle and the mother had been in constant contact with one of the hitmen the whole time. Like I think the actual guy that killed Jassi, the whole time that Jassi was in India, they had been in constant contact, like several times a day. I think it was like 169 phone calls. That was a very specific number, but it was like 160 or something, like 100 over 100 phone calls with this guy.
In a month span?
In less than a month span.
Jesus.
Yeah. And there were several phone calls. Again, I want to say it was like in the 20s, 30s, 40s or something on the day that she died. And then they just stop. So, like, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Like,
right? Like, we're on to you.
What could have possibly happened?
The problem was that the crime happened in India and her uncle and mother lived in Canada. And according to the Canadian Mounted Police, they had no jurisdiction over the crime. So they were not opening an investigation.
They're like, sucks to suck.
Exactly.
Figure it out.
Exactly. Well, the hitmen in India, they were arrested and tried and given life for murder or whatever. Like
Wow.
Yeah, India was actually like, you can't fucking do that shit. And they got in trouble and they were put in prison.
Wow.
And
the hitmen.
Yes.
Were. Okay.
Yes. And India made a case to extradite Jassi's mom and uncle to face their punishment because they're like, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Well, Canada's extradition laws protected them from immediately being sent back to India because Canada was like, hey, India has a very corrupt judicial system. So, like, you can't just ask for anybody to extradite and we'll do it. Like, we need to look into this. We have to launch an investigation.
And yet we're not going to because that shit didn't happen on our soil.
Well, because of this, I guess there is also like a clause somewhere in the Canadian law that's like, hey, you can't hire a hitman from our country into another country. Like, we will open an investigation for that.
Oh.
And so after some digging, I guess the mounted police were like, I guess we'll open an investigation. We should check this out. And I think also because they're trying to extradite them, it forced them to open an investigation.
Yeah. They're like, oh, wait.
And they're like, I suppose.
I thought you meant something different.
Totally different.
Were killed.
Exactly. So they open the investigation and that shit doesn't go anywhere for like 11 years. Just spoiler alert, Canada's just like,
we're on it.
This is going to be hard.
We're looking. We're going to have to get all the way to India. That's pretty far.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot
11
of work.
years.
And anytime anybody would ask, like, hey, what's going on? They would reply, Canada would reply with like, oh, we can't talk about it. It's an active investigation. And people are like, okay, but it's like 11 years and that's all you're saying. Like, nothing is happening. Maybe you should give us some more information.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, during this time, Jassi's mom and uncle were living in British Columbia, free as can be. And her uncle remained a very respectful elder in the community.
Oh, my God.
Right? Walking around a free man, dude. Now, the whole time, Me Too is living back in India and he's heartbroken. Like the love of his life just died.
And the people who attempted to murder you and did murder your wife are just chilling out.
Exactly.
Fucking rich as can be.
Her killers were actually in prison, but like.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like the ones who made
the ones
it happen.
who orchestrated it, the ones who made the entire thing happen, because those killers wouldn't have killed them.
Exactly. If it weren't for them, for her aunt or her uncle and mom. Exactly.
Oh my God.
So he's like, I'm not letting them get away with this. Like, I'm fighting for justice. He's all about getting justice for his wife's killer.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So obviously this is a problem for the uncle and the mom, right? They're like, Meet Who needs to stop talking. And so they pay a girl to file a false police report saying that Meet Who had raped her. And he was sent to prison immediately because I guess Indian law is that you go to prison for any rape charges and you can't get out on bail until you're proven innocent.
What the fuck?
So it's a great way for him, one, to not be able to publicly speak about what's going on. And also the trial for the hitman was like going on. And he was testifying in the trial saying like what he experienced and what he remembered. And that was a problem because he's going to help implicate them as the ones who hired the hitman.
And so he's part of this active fucking thing. And they're like, yep, lock him away under these charges that may or may not have happened.
Yep. And they did. It worked.
Wow.
It worked. A great way to silence him.
Mom and uncle are fucking
intense.
ruthless.
Yeah. So Meet Who sat in prison for 4 years until the young woman who filed the charges admitted that she was paid a substantial amount of money from Jassi's uncle to make those false claims. And so then he was let out.
Oh my God,
4 years of his life in prison. Meanwhile, back in Canada.
What the fuck?
I know. Okay, so wait. Hey, this gets so fucking crazy. Okay, so meanwhile, back in Canada, there were whispers going around town that the hitman that had actually murdered Jassi, the one that was the like, you know, friend of the uncle, he was seen around town in British Columbia. Like where Jassi's family lived, there were sightings of him. He's supposed to be in prison in India. And people are like, oh, we see him here.
What?
So it turns out that Jassi's uncle had helped pay off someone to have him released from prison in India, helped him buy a fake passport, and flew him to Canada to live with him on his compound.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then helped him set up a whole life in Canada. And he was just living as a free man. Totally abated all responsibility.
Is this one of those prisons where they're like, we don't actually know who's here or not?
It might be. I don't really know.
And sometimes when the fire water main breaks, they have a pool day and they just flood the whole place. And like, there's not really cells, but you can sleep in a separate
section.
Area. Yeah,
like, I call that corner.
Is this one of those prisons?
I don't know. I'm probably.
Because like how
do you not know?
Like fucking number 589 is gone.
Well, it's not like he escaped. It's like he got written off. Yeah, like he got written out. Like he was released. They fudged some paperwork to get him out. They paid someone off.
I'm shocked and appalled.
I know. He was actually even able to file for permanent residency in Canada.
Also, the mom is chill with living with a dude who fucking murdered her daughter. Like, I get that she technically murdered her daughter because, like, she paid for it and she, I don't know, called the hit or whatever. But, like,
what the fuck?
Bro, you're living with a murderer.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, somebody who slit your daughter's throat. Like, how do you not have any ties to that?
How do you not have empathy?
I don't know. I have no idea.
What the fuck?
Okay, but like I said, so the hitman, he actually lies, obviously, on his paperwork to like file for...
Not hitman.
Yeah. To file
Not
for...
hitman number one.
Yeah.
He seemed so trustworthy.
I did not write anyone's name down. It's like, fuck him.
It's like extras in a movie.
Yeah, fuck
hitman
this guy.
number one.
Fuck this guy in particular. I told myself I was going to go back and put in all their names. And I was like, you know what? They don't fucking deserve their names in here.
Fuck those guys.
Fuck them. Anyway, so he lies and says that he doesn't have a criminal history. And that's how he's able to get permanent residency in Canada. So he's living his best life legally and everything.
You don't
according
have to
paperwork.
prove that. You're just like, no.
No.
I'm
going
to
to
check the no box. If yes, please explain. No.
If yes, which websites? Nope.
Not going to get me twice.
It wasn't until 2019 that the Canadian courts finally decided that Jassi's aunt and uncle should be extradited back to India to face punishments for their crimes. 2019. This happened in 1994.
I was just going to ask you to repeat that year.
Yeah.
2019.
Isn't that crazy?
Motherfuck.
So from what I can tell, the trial for Jassi's mother and uncle is still ongoing. And from what I read, it says that it could go on for like 5 to 7 years or some shit like that.
Of course. Yeah. Because unless you rape someone,
then
we're going to investigate.
Then you're fine. Well, and like I said, they're loaded with money. So I'm sure they like paid their bail. And they're just living in their town in India. They just can't come back to Canada until they're like proven innocent or whatever it is. So
imagine their neighbors, like in Canada, where they're like, hey, Barbara, or, you know, whatever Jassi's mom's name is.
Barbara.
Like, do they have relationships there?
Well, they probably... Okay.
That you know...
I don't really know this for sure, but I'm sure it's like a natural thing in their culture. They're like, oh, it was an honor killing. Like, you had to do what you had to do.
No, I get that.
Okay.
I get that. But, like, I don't know, the lady that you see at the grocery store every day, and you're like, I'm so sorry that your daughter died.
No, they're probably just like, I'm really sorry you had to go through that. She should have listened.
The people in Canada.
Oh, my bad.
The people in Canada.
I should really listen to what you're saying when you're talking to me.
It would help.
I should practice that more in my life.
I'm thinking of the people in Canada where it's like, hey, Marge, I would love to buy some blueberries from you, from your blueberry compound. And they come out because they always buy blueberries from the blueberry compound. And then they're like, hey, where's Jassi been at for a minute now? And they're like, oh, she died. And you're like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. And then you see on the news that Jassi was fucking murdered. And there's a hit, like, that's on the news.
Yeah.
I would look that shit up.
Well, I don't know if it was on, like, the news here in Canada that I don't live in. See, I almost did it again.
Here in America Light.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Or maybe they just didn't talk to people.
You can't be well known around your community and well established in your community if you don't talk to people. He talks to people. They talk to people.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like if you're in their community, they're talking to other like-minded people, right? Like other people that migrated from India. So they probably think it's a natural, normal thing to occur.
You think only Indian people buy fucking blueberries from a blueberry compound?
No. I'm just saying they're probably understand the cultural reason why she did what she did. Not that I'm saying it's okay.
I understand it as well, but I would still give fucking side eyes.
Yeah. I'm sure people talk shit about her all the time.
Yeah. I guess that's all I mean. Is like, imagine those people that have to live with them or live near them or buy their fucking blueberries or something and be like,
I have to buy those fucking blueberries.
They are the best in town.
Like, I'm not buying the blueberries.
I've tried going with Kroger's.
I'm not going to do it. I'm don't stand by their values.
More to get it from the blueberry compound.
We probably eat their blueberries.
No.
I'm sure.
Do you think they're O'Driscoll's?
Do you know blueberry brands?
O'Driscoll's?
Like O'Doyle rolls?
It's those goddamn O'Driscoll's.
They eat bananas, bitch.
Oh, man.
Okay, that's dumb. All right. Anyway.
Do they have any milk?
Yeah, I'm sure they're all talking shit. But then like the hardcore, people are like, she had to do what she had to do.
No, yeah, Jesus.
Listen, I'm speculating wildly too. I don't even fucking know if it's common anymore. It seems pretty fucking old rule, Like I feel like everybody, especially in Canada, come on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Meethu continues to fight for justice for his slain wife, and he's continuing to testify in the active trial. Side note, I read somewhere that some people suspect that Meethu was using Jassi for her money and like a ticket to get out of India and didn't actually really love her.
Fine.
And she was like madly in love with him. That makes me more sad for her.
Yeah.
Because she died
for him.
Yeah.
No, it's a shitty thing to do, but also fine.
Yeah. Like you can't. Yeah.
You still
for sure
shouldn't get the ever-loving fucking life kicked out of you.
Yeah.
Beaten out of you. And then have the person that you're, even if it's just your cash cow, have that person be murdered. Like, I don't know, man. You can't do that. You can't do that.
For sure.
And
but also, that could be a lie. That could be like people twisting shit. Because he stood by it and he's testifying. Like, you think he'd be like, I'm going to dip out now.
Yeah, like, I'm just going to back out casually from this one.
I'm going to go ahead and slink away. So a reporter close to the case suspects that the mother and uncle are actually going to walk free because some of the alleged hitmen were freed later on because it was determined that the phone that was used to contact the hitman from Canada had a few people who could have potentially picked it up. So there's no way to definitively prove that it was them receiving the phone call from the aunt and uncle from Canada.
It was just someone in the compound?
Well, this is back at India. So they're saying like, oh, yeah, you called this residence, but 2 people live here. So how do I know if you are calling,
hitman number 1 or hitman Sasha, number 2. His wife?
Exactly. So there's no way to definitively prove. So they were released from prison because of that flaw in the evidence. And so...
Oh, the hitmen were?
Yeah.
Okay.
The hitmen were. And so the whole theory is here that there's not a lot of hope that Jassi's mom and uncle are actually going to be charged with anything because it could go the other way. They lived on a compound with a bunch of people. Like, how are you going to prove who was actually on the phone call unless somebody steps up and admits to shit? But nobody's doing that.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
It's just all a fucking coincidence.
They're all just keeping their mouth shut, like loose lips sink ships.
They really do. Wow, what the fuck, man?
Right?
Oh, I hope they don't go free. They've already been free. Like, they lived a whole ass other life in fucking 11 years.
Oh, yeah.
They lived half of her life.
The only punishment they have faced so far is that they have to live in India, their hometown.
Where they are rich as fuck.
Yeah. They're rich as fuck.
They're rich as fuck.
And they have their whole family back at the blueberry farm, probably sending the money nonstop.
Oh, those bitches back at the blueberry farm.
Isn't that crazy?
God damn, that sucks.
So check where your blueberries come from, peeps.
Yeah. Fitz O'Doyle rules.
I didn't look up the actual blueberry farm.
Well, I'm going to look it up because now I'm only going to eat ethically sourced blueberries.
Well, I'm pretty sure the blueberries are sourced ethically. Maybe not.
No,
I don't know.
Those blueberries have been sourced
honored
by
killing
someone
all over them.
who's not ethical.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to this case, go to isgdpodcast.com. And while you're there, click on our Patreon and join us for as little as $1. You can get one extra episode every month. And there's tiers. There's other dollars that you could pay and get more things, which is awesome. So you should do that.
That is awesome. And I really need to put the stickers on. I did not forget.
Okay. Love it. Don't worry. I have to update the website. I have not forgotten.
Good. All the things.
Guys. We've got this. We've got this. Also, you should join us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and TikTok. Our handle is at ISGD Podcast. You can email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to snail mail us, you could do so at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
And that is all, folks.
Bye.
Until next week. Bye.
Bye.